But we just have to understand that when a transformational figure enters the fray, you got to pause and then isolate and compartmentalize and give them the love that they're due. And in this case, it belongs to Caitlin Clark.
There's only one that can do what Caitlin Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her.
Tonight, a powerful moment is unfolding in the sports world, one that sparked conversation far beyond the court. Veteran commentator Stephen A. Smith has publicly pushed back on what many are calling an ego moment from rising star Angel Reese. And the reaction has been swift, intense, and impossible to ignore. This isn't scripted drama. There's no polished production, no manufactured storyline. What happened felt raw, real, and immediate, and it caught the internet's attention in a matter of minutes. Angel Reese made a move that left fans stunned, not because of what happened in the game, but because of what it represented. A moment that shifted the conversation from basketball to character, from competition to perception. And Stephen A. Smith didn't just respond. He drew a clear line. With words that carried weight and consequence, he challenged the narrative, confronting what he saw as a growing disconnect between confidence and accountability. So the question now isn't just what Angel Reese did. It's what this moment says about pressure, visibility, and responsibility in modern sports. And for fans watching from the sidelines, one thing is certain. This story is no longer just about a play on the court.
So it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. If Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. It's only 22.
It came down to 4 points. Just 4. Despite dominating the boards and leading in rebounds, Angel Reese struggled to convert opportunity into offense. On a night when the spotlight was hers, the scoring simply didn't follow. With Caitlin Clark sidelined on the bench, visibly injured, wrapped in ice and uncertainty, the moment was there for the taking. The stage was set, the pressure shifted, the opportunity widened, but the breakthrough never came. Reese had the ball, she had the attention, she had the opening to take control of the game, and yet the stat line told a quieter story than expected. One that spoke less about dominance and more about missed chances. For fans watching, the contrast was impossible to ignore. Presence without production, visibility without impact. And in a league where moments define momentum, this wasn't just another game. It was a reminder that opportunity alone doesn't create legacy. Execution does.
What is your stance on that?
So my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool. The pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure things.
This performance wasn't a statement game. It was a struggle. Instead of a defining watch me rise moment, the night unfolded as one of missed rhythm and lost opportunity. While the national spotlight focused on Caitlin Clark, sidelined, injured, yet still influencing the game from the bench, Angel Reese's presence on the court told a quieter story. Her impact was limited, her rhythm never settled, and the numbers reflected it. 4 points, not as a headline but as a signal. A difficult night where expectations outweighed execution. In a moment that called for leadership and composure, the response never fully arrived. And in professional sports, when the spotlight grows brighter, silence on the stat sheet speaks louder than words. This wasn't about humiliation. It was about contrast, about pressure, and about the reality that visibility brings responsibility. Some nights build momentum, others expose where growth is still needed. This one did the latter.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple.
Yes, she pulled down 12 rebounds, showcasing her presence on the boards and her ability to control the glass. Each rebound a testament to effort and positioning, but without translating that energy into points. Those rebounds tell only part of the story. Dominance in one area doesn't replace scoring impact. And tonight, the opportunities to convert were there. It was as if putting up double-digit points had become optional, a luxury rather than a necessity. The court offered the chance to do more, to make a definitive mark, and yet that chance went largely unclaimed. In professional sports, effort counts, but execution defines impact. Rebounds matter, scoring matters, and when the two don't align, the story is about potential and the work still required to fully realize it.
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark, but a member of the Chicago Sky, the national title winner at LSU, and she talked about where all this attention started with her and Caitlin Clark.
It was one of those nights when even the broadcast team seemed caught off guard, searching for ways to highlight any positive contribution. On the court, Reese's presence was visible, moving, hustling, staying active. But the impact didn't fully translate into the box score. At times, she appeared distant, almost detached, as if her focus was elsewhere. In a league where every play counts and every stat tells a story, tonight the numbers didn't reflect her energy. Effort was there, yes, but the results, the points, the momentum shifts never fully followed. It was a reminder that in professional sports, visibility and style matter, but performance remains the measure that defines a night.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
There was a time when Angel Reese walked onto the court with undeniable confidence, every detail polished, every step deliberate, a presence that commanded attention. But this recent game told a different story. A stat line of just 4 points raised questions about consistency and impact, signaling a performance that fell short of earlier promise. The moment was there, the opportunity was clear, and yet the execution didn't follow. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, dealing with tight defense, physical pressure, and even injury, continued to deliver. Points, assists, three-pointers, she demonstrated resilience, focus, and the ability to perform under adversity. For Reese, the stage was set. Full attention from fans and media, a clear opportunity to shine. But even with the spotlight on her, the results simply didn't materialize. It was a night that highlighted the contrast between potential and execution, and the challenge of consistently converting opportunity into performance at the highest level.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
The stat line shows 12 rebounds, a number that highlights hustle and determination. But rebounds alone don't always translate into game-changing impact. You can dominate the boards, fight through traffic, and control positioning, yet if the opportunities to score aren't converted, the influence on the game remains limited. Tonight, Reese collected rebounds with consistency and energy, but the challenge was turning those possessions into points, into momentum, into tangible impact. Effort was evident, but execution fell short. In professional sports, presence is important, but results define the story. And tonight, that distinction was clear.
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach to.
The conversation around Angel Reese is growing louder, fueled in part by comparisons she's drawn to basketball legends. In professional sports, talent and confidence matter, but so does consistent production. Right now, scoring has been limited, and her on-court contributions haven't matched the expectations set by her reputation. Presence and style may capture attention, but impact is measured in points, plays, and performance. As the season continues, the focus will be on translating opportunity into measurable results. In the WNBA, minutes and trust are earned through consistent execution, not just appearances or perception.
I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
This was meant to be a breakout season for Angel Reese, a moment to show she is more than talent and highlights, more than hype alone. But so far, the season has told a different story. Expectations were high, the opportunities clear, yet consistency and impact have been elusive. What began as promise has encountered challenges, and the contrast between potential and performance is now a central conversation. In professional sports, early momentum can quickly shift, and the path from promise to legacy is rarely straightforward. For Reese, the question becomes not just what she shows on the highlight reel, but how she delivers when it matters most.
Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her? Other than she plays really, really hard, and I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark. In the history of the WNBA,
people were genuinely rooting for Angel Reese to succeed. She entered the league as a headline-making talent, a player with charisma, college stardom, and the ability to capture attention both on and off the court. Expectations were high, but so far, the performance hasn't consistently matched the promise. 4 points in a game is more than underwhelming. It's become a symbol of unfulfilled potential. While her presence on the boards remains impressive, the scoring opportunities haven't translated into impact. Fans and commentators alike are taking notice. Conversations online reflect confusion and concern rather than admiration. Even the most dedicated supporters are grappling with the contrast between Reese's talent and her recent production. In professional sports, reputation opens doors, but execution defines legacy. For Reese, the challenge is clear. Translate effort and potential into consistent performance that meets the expectations she has set for herself and that fans hope to see.
Saying Angel Reese is better than Caitlin Clark is saying Rodman was better than Michael Jordan, or Ben Wallace was better than Kobe, or even Andre Drummond was better than LeBron. And I shouldn't have to point out that Angel Reese is actually a poor defender.
What makes the situation even more striking is the contrast with Caitlin Clark. Even sidelined by injury, Clark continues to dominate conversation, proving influence on and off the court isn't measured solely by minutes played. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is on the court, active and visible. Yet her impact isn't capturing the attention or shaping the game as expected. The spotlight that was hers to command is slipping, and the contrast is hard to ignore. Questions are beginning to circulate. Are adjustments coming from the coaching staff? Is her role changing? In professional sports, these decisions are often measured carefully, but the implications are clear. This isn't just a slump. It's a moment of accountability. The league invested in a player expected to be a franchise cornerstone. The effort and presence are evident, but consistent scoring and execution remain critical to fulfilling that role. For Reese, the challenge is now unmistakable. Align potential with performance or risk seeing opportunity pass by.
Her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
At the professional level, teams expect results. Talent, effort, and presence matter, but performance is what ultimately earns trust, minutes, and recognition. Social media highlights and charisma can draw attention, but they don't replace execution on the court. Tonight, Reese's scoring 4 points underscored a gap between potential and production. The WNBA is a league defined by competition and consistency. High effort is important, but it must translate into tangible impact. Box scores are more than numbers. They tell the story of contribution, influence, and value to the team. For Angel Reese, the message is clear. Talent opens the door, but performance determines how far you go. Converting opportunity into results will be essential if she hopes to establish herself at the highest level.
I thought scoring, yes, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's, but passing like this? I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing. I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque two-handed, full court, touchdown pass kind of passing. The likes of which I don't see in the WNBA.
The pressure is mounting. Every minute on the court without meaningful production only increases scrutiny. This isn't college basketball, this is the professional level, where every second is earned. In the WNBA, playing time isn't awarded for presence alone. Performance dictates opportunity. Points, assists, defensive impact. These are the measures that determine whether a player stays on the floor or watches from the bench. For Angel Reese, this isn't just a game. It's a moment of accountability. The league moves quickly, and hype fades just as fast. To remain relevant and fulfill her potential, she must translate skill and effort into tangible impact, or risk being left behind.
That skinny white girl was the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA. She's already the most exciting and entertaining player in the league, the entire league, the one you can't take your eyes off of.
Now the stakes have shifted. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about performance. The spotlight is on results and the urgency is real. If Reese doesn't bounce back, questions about her consistency and impact will only grow louder. Coaching staff, led by Tyler Marsh, faces the challenge of unlocking her full abilities. He's experimented with positions, rotations, and assignments, trying to find the combination that allows her to convert opportunity into production. But strategy alone can't compensate for missed execution. No matter where she lines up on the court, if the points don't come, the impact remains limited. For Reese, the message is clear. Adaptability and effort are important, but consistent performance is what defines success in the WNBA. The clock is ticking in the league and fans are watching.
Asia Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept under."
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, even sidelined by injury, continues to dominate conversation in the WNBA. Her influence on the court is evident in assists, three-pointers, and her ability to draw defenders, and off the court, she remains a central figure in the league's narrative. For Angel Reese, the contrast is striking. Opportunities are there, but production has been limited. Each possession highlights the gap between potential and impact, and fan reactions reflect growing frustration. Coaching adjustments have been frequent, moving her across positions and rotations in search of spark. Yet the consistent challenge remains the same, translating opportunity into performance. In professional basketball, presence alone is not enough. Execution defines success, and that pressure is now squarely on Reese's shoulders.
They're going to cut down 22-year-old Caitlin Clark, who has single-handedly changed the game, brought in millions of other young fans, old fans. How about the ratings in college basketball for her? Record ratings. And now in her very short WNBA career, shattering records. Isn't that a win for everybody?
At this point, the message is clear. Angel Reese is not yet delivering on the expectations set for her. Her impact has been evident on the boards, but scoring and consistent offensive contribution remain limited. With younger, hungry players waiting in the wings, every minute on the floor is earned through production. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark isn't returning to be solid. She's returning to reassert her place as one of the league's defining players. When she hits her stride again, the contrast will be even sharper. In professional sports, visibility and hype can only take a player so far. Results define reputation, and numbers tell the story of impact. For Reese, the challenge is urgent. Find defensive rhythm, convert opportunity into performance, and align her potential with the standards of the league. Otherwise, the preseason buzz, media attention, and nil headlines will fade, leaving only the record of what actually happened on the court.
Like, what are we doing and why? Please stop. Let's celebrate Caitlin Clark, celebrate her greatness, celebrate her courage to keep pushing through.
Even within the team, the situation raises tension. When teammates give maximum effort and minutes on the court, yet the contributions around them fall short, morale can be affected. For the front office, the stakes are equally high. Expectations were built around Angel Reese as a cornerstone of the team's identity, a player whose performance would drive both results and fan engagement. When the output doesn't match the hype, it creates difficult questions about value, production, and strategy. Fans were sold on the promise of a marquee rivalry. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, Iowa versus Baton Rouge, a continuation of college legends in the professional arena. Instead, the narrative is strikingly uneven. Clark, even while injured, continues to make plays and influence the game, while Reese's efforts haven't consistently translated into points or momentum. The result is a story of unmet expectations, one that highlights the difference between promise and performance and the pressure that comes with being a player in the professional spotlight.
Caitlin Clark, you go, girl. Don't listen to these people. Keep going strong. Most of us are normal and have your back.
If this trend continues, the consequences could be serious. What was meant to be a breakout story risks becoming a lesson in unmet expectations. One player thriving while another struggles to convert potential into production. In professional basketball, branding and hype can only carry a player so far. Results on the court are what endure. For the Chicago Sky, the reality is clear. Until Angel Reese consistently delivers points, assists, and impact, she cannot be relied upon as a cornerstone of the team's success. Without a change, the stakes are high. Performance dictates opportunity, and the WNBA moves quickly. Contribution is mandatory. Failure to deliver has consequences. For Reese, the message is simple. Align effort with execution, turn potential into measurable impact, and demonstrate that she belongs at this level or risk being left behind.